more desperately than in our discussions of race. I have experienced the pain of discrimination. I know what it feels like to be pulled over for no reason, to be followed around the store while I'm shopping. I remember every morning at the kitchen table, my grandfather would open the newspaper and read it, I thought. But later I realized he had never learned to read it. He just wanted to set the right example. I've also experienced a different kind of intolerance. I get called Uncle Tom and the N-word by progressives, by liberals. Just last week, a national newspaper suggested my family's poverty was actually privilege because a relative owned land generations before my time. 100 years ago, kids in classrooms were taught the color of their skin was their most important characteristic. And if they looked a certain way, they were inferior. Today, kids are being taught that the color of their skin defines them again. And if they look a certain way, they're an oppressor. From colleges to corporations to our culture, people are making money and gaining power by pretending we haven't made any progress at all, by doubling down on the divisions we've worked so hard to heal. You know this stuff is wrong. Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country. It's backwards to fight discrimination with different types of discrimination. It's backwards to fight discrimination with different types of discrimination. And it's wrong to try to use our painful past to dishonestly shut down debates in the present. I'm an African American who's voted in the South my entire life. I take voting rights personally. Republicans support making it easier to vote and harder to cheat, and so do the voters. Big majorities of Americans support early voting, and big majorities support voter ID, including African Americans and Hispanics.
What's up? This your guy, Jonny H. Yeah, people. Here we have Mr. Scott saying racism doesn't exist. Oh, but he gave the whole description of how his life was and how he was dealing with racism in the past. And 2 years ago, if we're gonna rewind back some, he made that speech. Yeah, that speech. Comes out of his mouth, talking as if racism doesn't exist in America. It's not a racist country. Oh, contraire. Well, there's a story that just happened. We have what we call Kasino Karen. Well, Kasino Karen was in a casino in a drunken rage. And she just happened to go off on this guy. I guess he was a guy of color. Then she turns around, kicking at the guy. And her boyfriend, well, maybe her husband, whoever it is, steps in to try to refrain her from hurting the guy. I mean, seriously hurting the guy while she's in her drunken fit. Well, anyway, holds the guy back. Well, I'm not going to tell you the rest of the story. You'll see.
Bossier City, Louisiana, where a black man, who I'm told is also a military veteran, sat down a slot machine, and the story was that the woman got upset that a black man was sitting near her, or as she put it, maybe an Arab?
Oh, record me! Record me! Record me! Record me! Record me! He's a fucking loser. You're a no! Can't wait! Ow! We shot! Fucking yes!
So now I just got hit.
Johnny, stop. Stop.
And I'm pressing charges.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Hey, is security gonna come?
Let me stop it right there really quickly. When I first saw this shirt, I started laughing. And I'm like, oh, all right, I know where this is headed. And then, as you can see at the stage of the video, he hasn't done anything other than try and like hold her back and calm her down. So I'd actually come to a point where I was like, maybe I was wrong. I feel kind of bad for him. And then,
Right now?
Stop being a little bitch. Fucking.
I'm what? You know, say it again.
there it is. And with the hard R, I might add. And then an employee came over and was asking him to stop recording. And when he said no, because this guy just called me this, she decided to interject.
Oh, but no, he's sitting up here calling me a and everything like
No,
that.
he just dropped you Arabian.
Okay.
Already seen people in comments being like, well, she's drunk. You assault someone when you're drunk, you charge with assault. And she assaulted him. And while we're on the subject, this dude seems stone cold sober, and he had no problem spinning that N-word. So, Bossier City, Louisiana, or perhaps the surrounding areas because they may have been visiting, I would love if someone could tell me, who are they?
Well, according to Mr. Scott again, America, within itself, is not a racist country. Well, what was that a second ago? You said this maybe two and a half, maybe 3 years ago. Then fast forward to now, the riverboat brawl. Then we have Kasino Karen coming out of the woodworks. And her boyfriend turns around and calls the guy the N-word. Well, if you must ask me, the guy was a little too calm. Because if that were me, you know, it would have been Thriller in Manila. Well, the Thriller in Vanilla. Me and that guy would have been getting it on, and I would at least try to knock his block off a little bit. But I think it was wrong to call someone the N-word. And if you have enough cojones to call someone the N-word, you should have enough cojones to deal with the repercussions later. Because what if the guy had knocked the guy's block off? Would he have been wrong? Would he have been locked off for exercising his religious rights? Anyway, the video has went viral. Not as much. And we all see the media. They won't play that. Not at all. Because they don't want stories like that to get put out. And then we have Ron DeSantis trying to cover up American history. Well, American Black history, that is. I wonder why he does these things. Take a wild guess. You have to ask yourself, why would a guy, non-racist, make it so toward African American studies are banned in Florida? Then we also have things like this, plus other encounters from racist Karens in the world and her significant others trying to underhandedly do all their dirty deeds and get away with it. Well, listen up, America. The world is changing. Black people are no longer taking the BS. And if you want to call someone the N-word, have to be ready to face the backlash that comes behind calling people the N-word. Tim Scott is running for president. Well, if you must ask me, my honest opinion is this. I hope the man doesn't win. You want to know why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because of people like him. He loves to look the other way. And he likes to contradict himself back and forth all over again, trying to fit in with what they call the right versus the left. Oh my God. What are we facing today? Too many of the wrong candidates are trying to run for political office, thinking that they will win, the hearts and the trust of many good-hearted people. But as I said before, when you stand with bad people, it makes you look bad. And for that, nice friends, Tim Scott shouldn't be president. And that is all I'm going to say regarding that matter, because when you do wrong, you face the consequences, whether it's right or wrong. Now that's your Jonny H.
Announcing today that I'm running for president of the United States of America. Thank you. You see, they're attacking our American values, our schools, our economy, and our security. But not on my watch. Not on my watch. That won't work. Our nation, our values, and our people are strong. But our president is weak. America is not a nation